So to begin my side cover, first I'm going to set my units and my precision. I do that by going to the bottom right, clicking on the units box, and the units we're going to be in is inch, pound, second. So click on that, and then I'll also go back in and click on Edit Document Units. That opens up our Options dialog box, automatically put on the Document Properties tab in the Unit section. Here we want to change our length precision to 3 decimal places. Notice that we can also change our units up here with these bubbles, and if we click on the drafting standard section to the left, we can change our drafting standard to ISO, ANSI, or some of the other less common drafting standards that are used in the US. So with our units set and our precision set, let's click on OK and begin constructing our sketch. For this part, since it's a cylindrical part and we envision doing a revolve feature, let's go to the right plane and start a new sketch. Now there's a couple of different ways to produce this sketch for the revolve feature. We can do it with 2 rectangles, and then use the trim command to trim away our excess. So to do that, I'm going to click on Trim Entities right here. I'm going to zoom in on my area, and I'm going to trim away my excess. Now notice that I also trimmed away some of the portion that I wanted. Just like in AutoCAD, Extend Entities is very close by to Trim Entities. If you click on the drop down to trim entities, which is in the Sketch tab of the Command Manager, you can click on Extend Entities, and then click on this left lower line to extend the entities out to the endpoint. And now we have our general shape that we want. And all we have to do is add Smart Dimensions. So I'll go to the Sketch tab of the Command Manager, click Smart Dimension. This dimension here, for now it will be 0.5. The bottom depth will be 0.75. And you see I've encountered a problem. To fix this problem, I can just drag my underdefined line and pull it over. And I will continue dimensioning like I had originally wanted to do. This total height is going to be 1.625. This top thickness here is going to be 0.125. And we're fully defined. Now we can revolve this feature. That's one way to do it, but I'm going to show you a much more efficient way to produce this part. So I'm going to delete the sketch. And instead of starting off with visible lines, I'm going to start off with a center line. And I'm going to place one endpoint on the origin and another endpoint horizontally to the right. I can double click to get out of this center line command. And now I'm going to press escape to fully get out of the line command, or I can just press the check mark here. Click on my center line, and then go over to the Property Manager and click Infinite Length. And press the check mark. Infinite length is very similar to our construction lines that we have available to us in AutoCAD. It makes a line that has the orientation that we want, but the length of that construction line doesn't really matter. So now I'm going to go to the line command, and while being vertical with the origin, but above the origin, I'm going to draw my general shape for my side cover. And there's my general shape where I can add my dimensions. Now I'm going to add my dimensions a little bit differently with this sketch because I have this center line thing going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to envision the end geometry of my side cover, and I'm going to dimension this bottom line and then go to the center line. And while being under the center line, you see that I'm specifying a diameter. This is very good because most of the time with cylindrical parts, I have a diameter to specify. So my diameter is going to be 0.625, and I see now that my center line was not fully defined, so I'm going to do a shortcut to add a relation. I'm going to click on my center line, hold down Control, and then click on my origin point, and then let go of Control. And in my Quick Access toolbar, I get a Make Coincident. Now my center line is fully defined. Sorry about that. I should have had that way before. But with my 0.625 diameter, I'll add another diameter using the Smart Dimension tool. I'll click this top line in the center line, and I'll put in a diameter of 1. And then for this top line, I can click that, and if my last command was a diameter dimension, then it automatically makes my next dimension a diameter dimension. So this is going to be, let's see, this is going to be 1.625 times 2 is 3 1/4. So this will be 3.25. And then I still need to specify this thickness, and how I got out of the diameter automatic dimension was I pressed escape. It's going to be 0.125, and this is still going to be 0.75. Now my sketch is still underdefined, but I'm not sure why. So I'm going to grab one of the underdefined lines and try and move it. It looks like I can only move it in the horizontal direction. So to fix this problem, I can click on this left vertical line, and I'll hold down Control again and click on the origin point. Let go of Control, my Quick Access toolbar pops up, and I'm able to make a coincident relation between the two. Now my vertical line is in line with the origin point, and I'm fully defined, ready to revolve. So I'll go to Features, I'll go to Revolved Boss Base, and there is my revolved feature.